So on today's episode, we're fishing with two great anglers, Kelly Player and my good buddy, Steve Grant. They excel in offshore fishing, whether it be wahoo, mahi, kingfish. I always look forward to getting on the boat with these guys. Well, boys, we've been running for a little bit now, but we're gonna make the hike and make the long run today, huh?
Yes, sir. Trying to get us some mahi. First time doing this in a little while, so it's the perfect time of the year.
Yeah, we can expect maybe to see some other fish too. What are we gonna see mixed in if we get a chance at something else?
Might see a sailfish or a marlin, tuna, and maybe even a wahoo.
Heck yeah. Well, we'll make the run, get on the weed line. We're going for a current break, right? About 80, 90 miles?
Yeah, we're gonna try to find the offshore side of a little tent break. There's an inshore one that we may have to stop and look at, but we did have some reports from yesterday and they did pretty good and they were on the deep side of it.
Perfect. So. Well, it looks like we got about 70, 75 more miles to go and we'll be fishing.
All right, hopefully we can get on them quick.
Let's do it.
Out of Jacksonville, the Gulf Stream is going to be somewhere between 80 and 90 miles. Then the other side of the Gulf Stream is going to be somewhere between 110 and 120 miles. It's a big current break, so we're going to be fishing on the west side of the Gulf Stream. So Steve and Kelly really studied where that Gulf Stream was at and where that temperature break was at, because that's where you're going to find your current edges, which is going to lead to weed lines and going to lead to the big mahi. We wanted to really get out here into that 1,800 to 2,000 feet, and we're starting to see some grass, some flying fish, saw a couple birds working, so we're gonna get up and kind of work this edge here, starting to get the spread out, and see if we can find a bite.
This is what we're gonna be using today for our little daisy chain, and all this is basically just a little attractor to try to bring the fish out here to the boat. So we got a little line of squids, and then a big thunderstruck lure, and we're running hooks in our teaser today. Just because you will get a lot of fish that'll come up and try to take a bite of this, and we might catch one on this today. We're simply going to put this out and leave it about 50 feet behind the boat.
So the spread is the key part of mahi fishing. We're running 6 rods, plus we're running 2 teaser rods. So we really have 8 rods going at one time. We have the 2 teasers up in the front of the boat, and they're just behind the second set of waves that we're putting up, and that's where we leave the teasers. Our 2 short rods that are in the back corners of the boat are gonna go just past the teasers. Then on the outriggers, they're each gonna have 2 lines. You're gonna have a medium and then your long rods, which most of the time are naked ballyhoo, are a long ways behind the boat. Those are on the outside of the riggers.
All right, so on my naked ballyhoos, I like to trim the fins off because that'll help them prevent from spinning. So we'll sit there and trim the fins off right there, the pectoral fins. And I like to kind of break him up just a little bit so that he has a little better action. And if you see here, we'll kind of break his tail just to each side, just a little bit right there. And that way he's get a little more action in the water.
He's on it, Steve.
Fish on!
Got him on.
Little bailer.
What you want me to do here?
Go ahead and pop this other one out of the clip.
Yep.
And just hang on to it for a second. Put it in the rod holder and go crank that teaser in. The one on the rod. All right, keep turning a little more right.
Well, we just got set up. We've been trolling maybe 5 minutes. We've had a strike already, and we just hooked up on our first mahi. We're thinking the first bite might have been a sailfish, so things are looking up. Let's see what we get happen here.
All right, this is a small one, so just have you throw it in the boat.
First mahi of the day, baby.
There we go, baby. One in the boat.
Didn't take
Nice
long,
job.
did it?
Did not. Once you get where they are, it doesn't take long at all. Smaller fish right here, but nice to have.
Got to start somewhere throughout the day, and that's him. Be looking for his daddy.
I'm looking for daddy and mama. All right, baby. Let's get going, man.
leading into today's episode, Steve kept trying to tell me, man, we need to bring an extra guy. We need to bring an extra person. I'm like, well, we just need to try it with us three. And that's what we did. And it led to a lot of chaos at times. We had multiple fish on. We didn't have a boat driver. We would put it on autopilot, but it's just a freaking crazy fishery. When you get multiple fish on and you only got 3 guys to man the rod, it can make it tough, but we made it happen. Where'd the other one go?
Right here, right here.
I got a pretty decent one, I think.
Yeah, I got a pretty nice one too.
We're making do. We got a double header on right now. We just made a move within 10, 15 minutes. We hooked up and seemed like 2 decent fish. A lot of flying fish in the area, so made the right call there. We're gonna get these boys to the boat and see what they look like. You got a nice one, I think, Steve.
Yeah, this one feels pretty good, bud. There ain't quite a bit of line. I know we're fishing with some semi-light tackle, but might be able to throw yours in.
Yeah, I'll bail mine. There we go.
Nice.
Mahi!
Steve, you want me to come back around to yours?
Yeah, come back to the left.
All right.
We did try one little area for a little bit this morning, and it seemed like we may have missed a sailfish and caught one small mahi, but moved about 13 miles and 10 minutes, and we got a pretty decent one right here. Oh my God. Well, that happens sometimes. Let's get another one. I forgot from kingfish season.
Yeah,
you're not a gaffer.
I'm horrible.
Why are you gaffing? Why are
Horrible
you
at
gaffing, man? Oh.
Oh my God, I suck. Steve was pretty upset about that one. You could tell when he gets a little bit irritated, and that big mahi coming off the line definitely got him worked up.
Dude, why?
I tried to come over the top of him.
You know, with Captain Brandon at the gaff, we don't want to take any other chances, so we're gonna clip a little bit of line off there and retie another swivel.
When you're set up for trolling and catching these mahi and you have all your lines set up perfectly, it's key, especially being short-handed, to not get as many tangles. So each man has a job, whether it be get the teaser in and get the 2 shorts, or get the teaser and get the long in. Our jobs are very important to getting these fish to the boat when we only have 3 guys. Right here, right here, right here. Nice one too, I think.
Another one right here, a double.
We got a triple, I think. Let me drop back to my fish, and you should have one there. Kelly, get that fish. Kelly, get this one.
I am.
I got one on the outside rod, got another one.
Hang on. Kelly, watch out. Get away from the side.
Oh, this is... Well, my buddy Steve warned me that bringing 3 people, we could have a little bit of chaos. And as
Brandon,
you can see, there's 3 of us, and we got a triple header on right now.
All right. Sometimes the chaos makes it fun.
We're making her work.
Those are 2 decent fish. Let me pull that out of here.
Turn off.
Bail him, Steve, or not?
Yeah, you should be able to just stay slowly. Don't yank them in. Just kind of slowly, just kind of ease them in. Okay.
Gotcha. There we go, boys.
There you go.
Nice work.
And hey, if you can go get this, turn the boat to the right and get this short rigger.
Yep.
Now we got to turn. We got to straighten the boat up again.
I got you.
And this needs to come out. Here, grab it.
Anything else?
Yeah, sandwich would be nice.
As you can see, we just got in a nice school. We just got the lures back in the water and hooked up with 3 almost immediately. short rod, center rod, and then long rod, one after another, just bam, bam, bam.
Fish are biting so good, we're putting just lures out. Kelly's got one right there with just the lure.
And
Catching
Steve,
all these on Jack Attacks.
which ones do we have out at the moment?
Well, right now, I mean, I was trying to get a couple out, but I put out 2 small Thunderstrucks rigged, and it's really nice when you can catch a fish on just a lure, because you can put a little bit more pressure on them too, because you can use a little heavier gauge hook. And they're biting today, so this is good. Almost got this one in. If I could get a hand over here, boys.
There we go, triple header, boys. Way to
That's
go.
what I'm talking about
Yes,
now,
sir.
buddy. Let's
In the
get
meat.
it.
So I told Steve I've never caught a blue marlin, much less a marlin in general. To see a marlin come up in the spread would be very exciting on today's episode. Right here, sail, billfish, billfish. Sight on a billfish.
Y'all, that's a blue marlin.
Blue marlin, baby, let's go.
All right, okay, get everything in. Crank everything in, boys.
Blue marlin, baby.
Crank in the teasers. He has not stopped. He is still on the surface right back there.
When that marlin bit today, it was just a frantic moment for me. I saw him come up in the spread. He was on one of the smaller rods. We had a little reel. He didn't hit one of the big reels, so I was really nervous. And when that fish was tail walking and charges the boat, I was thinking he was gonna come off at any second.
Brandon, just gonna have to crank everything in like mad so I can have Kelly drive.
I'm getting there.
All right, Kelly, slow down.
Hey, buddy, you just had to put them Crocs on, baby.
It was the Crocs, man. Old Captain Croc.
Crocs and a bush light, and they'll bite every time.
So Brandon and I have been good friends now for several years, and I always love when I get together and fish with him. He comes over here and fishes with me on my coast, and I go over there and fish with him, and we always seem to have a good time and catch fish, and that's all that matters. All right, take me out of
here.
All right, go forward.
Forward.
Just lost him right there.
Oh my.
Almost had a full release on that fish, guys. We got to about 30 yards from him, and we pulled the hook.
Man, that thing was jumping like crazy there for a minute. He stayed on the surface for a good solid 2 or 3 minutes straight, just getting after it.
Well, I'll show you what happened. That was pretty awesome. I wish we'd have got a little bit closer, but this big old ball of weeds got stuck on the line, and all that additional drag ended up pulling the hook out. And you'll see here in just a second the size hook that we had, and that big old fish was not very big. Well, boys, we were this close to a blue marlin release. That's what you call a special release right there.
Well, boys, found us a little hole.
Got him?
Yep, got him on. I think I got a gapper. Maybe, I don't know, I can't really tell.
No, you don't.
You're crazy if you swing that thing.
Yeah, right. Hey, hand me the gaff, player. Got it.
Biggest one of the day right here, boys.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Nice one, boys.
That's what I'm
Yes,
talking
sir.
about.
Woo!
Mahi madness,
Ball,
baby.
baby.
Yeah, good call on gaffing that one. That's a big one of the day.
So when you're mahi fishing, it's very important to keep your eyes peeled all day long, and not just one person, but everyone on the boat wants to keep a sharp eye, whether you can see some floating debris whether it's a pallet, a board, I've seen refrigerators out there, boats, anything that's floating out in that deep of water is going to have a couple fish on it.
Here you go, Brandon. Get this one.
Watch out.
Got another one, triple
All right,
header.
we got a triple up. I'm putting it on auto, okay? Somebody goes to the wheel.
Well, boys, this is what it's all about. Getting late in the day, we saw a pallet. Might be our last pass here on a nice triple header.
Yeah, I saw that pallet and said this thing might save the day right here, so got 3 fish on. I think we still got 3 fish on, so let's see if we can get all 3 of these in. Doing what we can. Oh, Captain Brandon, no, we'll just take 3 guys, man. We're out there with 3, here we are.
Triple header, baby.
All right, mine's fairly small and I'm getting it in, so. All right, here comes our first one.
Player's got a nice one, I think. Well, boys, it's been a heck of a day. We came out to the deep water to do one thing, and that was try to catch some mahi and raise a big blue marlin. We rose the blue marlin, hooked him, just didn't get him to the boat, but there's no better way to end the day than a nice triple header of mahi.
I tell you, it was, you know, we had everything thrown our way today, but we prevailed and ended up with a nice box of fish. So pretty happy about that. Thanks for coming over and fishing with us, Brandon.
Absolutely. I always enjoy fishing with you and Kelly.
Thanks for all the help, Kelly.
Yes, sir. Had a great day.
Couldn't have done it without either of y'all, and we'll box these things up and head to the hill.
All right, sounds like a plan. Let's get out of here.
Getting out on the water with Steve and Kelly is something I enjoy. It's a totally different fishery than what I'm used to seeing. Being able to get out there and have a chance at a blue marlin, catch a bunch of big mahi. It's just a thrilling day, and I always look forward to getting back on the water with both of these guys. All right, guys, so on today's episode, we had a wide variety of baits, all the way from teasers down to the naked ballyhoo. But to start off, Steve, we had this big flashy thing right behind the boat. Tell me a little bit about it.
All right, well, this is our witch doctor, and this is a a custom piece of wood with all these really nice flashy mirrors on it, and it's counterweighted. And what it does is it goes down, and you saw it today, it just kind of wiggles back and forth.
Yep.
But when you have some sunlight, which we struggled to find today, but we did find some in the afternoon, when you find some sunlight, it really does flash. You know, you can see it from a long ways away.
Absolutely. So just, it works as an attractor for fish to come into your baits, basically just like a teaser, but something a little bit different. And speaking of teasers, that was our next rig closest to the boat, besides the witch doctor. Tell me a little bit about the teasers that we had out on our short rods.
Okay, so what we did today, again, we're trying to create as much commotion behind the boat to pull those fish away from the weed line and to check, see what we have going on.
Yep.
So we had a large thunderstruck, and we added a little bit of a flasher behind ours today, just because anything else that we can put behind the boat to create more commotion is going to catch more fish for us. And in front of that, we just did a little chain of some squids. You can use bodied squids, you can use shell squids. Fun thing about teasers is you can make almost anything you want. Yep. You may have some stuff lying in the garage. You just start putting it in a line, and it'll attract fish.
Yeah, absolutely. And what main line were you running on this, on the Tiagra 80 that you had?
Well, we had a Tiagra 50 on this, so this is some new pink highliner monofilament that we've been working on for a while, and this stuff is amazing. So we had a 150-pound test monofilament on this today, and it was really nice because we know it's really, it's really abrasive resistant.
Yep.
Super strong line, so wasn't worried about it getting tangled up with some other rods and with the boat and whatnot. So that worked out well.
And then, so we had that about 30 feet behind the boat. And just behind that, on our short rods that we had in the back corner, we were running small thunderstrucks, rigged and unrigged. Tell me a little bit about this one.
Okay, so this is how we sell it. So the way we sell it, we do a twin shackle rig.
Yep.
So the nice thing about that is when the fish are cooperating, and they want to eat whatever you have out, we got 2 nice big hooks, and you don't have to spend the extra time to put like a ballyhoo per se behind it. So, you know, when the fish are cooperating, they can hit these. Today we had to kind of pivot and make a couple adjustments because they were kind of keying in on ballyhoo.
Yeah, and we had our short riggers rigged up with small and extra small roaches. That's the short rod. Rigged with a ballyhoo, little chin weight, super simple. What pound fluorocarbon are you running ahead of all of these rigs?
So all of the extra smalls were rigged on 90. Okay. So we were using MAHI fluorocarbon on this. This is some 90-pound test. I went up to 130 on the small Thunderstrucks just because the head's a little bit bigger.
Yep.
But these were working really well for us today. Yeah. I mean, these were on fire for a little while.
Absolutely. And last but not least, just the regular old naked ballyhoo on our long rigger rods all day. This produced a ton of bites, especially on the mahi. We had the big marlin come up in the spread and take a swipe at this. So just a really good bait all around, especially for those super finicky fish. But on today's episode, top to bottom, Diamond, Zack Attack, MAHI High Catch, all the way across the board, they can get you any of this stuff. Diamondfishing.com, y'all check them out. This was our key go-to baits for today's episode.